The sound of roaring engines had just begun to fade when a small, desperate cry cut through the air like a blade. It didn't belong on a quiet highway at dusk, and it certainly didn't belong among a group of hardened bikers pulling into a roadside diner. The cry was thin, shaky, and full of terror. "Oh, please help me. They're beating my mama." Every head turned at once. A little girl, no more than 7 years old, stood at the edge of the parking lot. Her hair was tangled, her knees scraped, and tears streamed down her dusty face. She was trembling so badly she could barely stand. For a moment, the world seemed to hold its breath. People often think bikers are heartless, dangerous men who live for chaos. But what happened next would prove how wrong that belief truly was. The girl's name was Lily Carter, and she had run farther than her small legs should have been able to carry her. Behind her was a crumbling trailer park hidden by trees, a place most people passed without noticing. Inside one of those trailers, her mother was in danger. The man who moved first was a tall biker with a silver beard and calm, piercing eyes. His name was Jackie Mercer, president of the Iron Wolves Motorcycle Club. Jack had lived long enough to recognize real fear when he saw it. He knelt in front of Lily, placing his leather-gloved hands gently on her shoulders. "Easy, sweetheart," he said, his deep voice surprisingly soft. "Tell me what's happening." They won't stop. They won't stop," Lily sobbed. "A mama told me to run. She said find help. Please help her." Jack stood slowly. Around him, the Iron Wolves were already alert. Big men with rough faces and patch jackets exchanged looks that needed no words. This wasn't about pride or reputation. This was about right and wrong. Jack turned to his second-in-command, a broad-shouldered biker named Miguel Estone Alvarez. "Get the boys ready," Jack said quietly. No noise, no mess unless it's necessary." Miguel nodded once. He had grown up watching his own mother endure abuse from a man who was supposed to protect her. The memory still burned in his chest. Lily pointed toward the trees with a shaking finger. "Here, it's that way," she whispered. Jack removed his jacket and gently draped it over Lily's shoulders. "You stay right here with Sarah," he said, nodding toward a female biker with sharp eyes and a warm expression. Sarah O'Raven Collins knelt beside Lily and wrapped an arm around her. "I've got you, sweetheart," Sarah said. "You're safe now." Jack and 6 other bikers mounted their motorcycles and rolled silently down the narrow dirt road toward the trailer park. The engines growled low, controlled, like restrained thunder. The sun dipped lower, casting long shadows that stretched like warnings across the ground. Inside the trailer, Emily Carter was fighting to stay conscious. She had learned long ago how to curl inward, how to protect her face, how to endure. The men attacking her were not strangers. One was her ex-boyfriend, Ryan Holt, a violent man who couldn't accept that she had left him. The other 2 were his friends, men who laughed while she cried, men who thought power came from fists. Emily's thoughts drifted to Lily. Had she escaped? Had she found help? The thought gave her the smallest spark of strength to hold on. A sudden sound cut through the chaos, the unmistakable rumble of motorcycles. Ryan froze. "What the hell is that?" Before anyone could react, the trailer door burst open. Jack Mercer filled the doorway like a wall of steel. Behind him stood Miguel and the others, eyes cold, expressions unreadable. The room went silent. Jack surveyed the scene. Overturned chairs, blood on Emily's lip, fear in her eyes. His jaw tightened. A step away from her, Jack said calmly. Ryan scoffed, trying to laugh. Ryan scoffed. "You got no business here, old man." Jack took one step forward. "Oh, son, you've already crossed every line there is." Miguel moved to Emily's side, carefully helping her sit up. "You're okay now," he said softly. Ryan swung his fist toward Jack, but he never landed the punch. Jack caught his wrist with terrifying ease and twisted. Ryan screamed as his knees buckled. What followed wasn't a brutal beating. It was controlled, deliberate justice. The bikers restrained the men, disarmed them, and dragged them outside. Jack pulled out his phone and called the police. "We're done," Jack told Ryan, his voice cold. "And if the law doesn't keep you away from this family, we will." When the police arrived, they found 3 men tied up, bruised and sobbing, and a group of bikers standing calmly nearby. Emily was taken to the hospital, and Lily was brought to her side, still wrapped in Jack's jacket. News of what happened spread quickly. Headlines painted the Iron Wolves as unexpected heroes, but the real story wasn't about bikers. It was about courage, community, and compassion. Emily faced many challenges after that night. Healing wasn't just physical. Fear lingered. Bills piled up. The future felt uncertain. But she wasn't alone anymore. The Iron Wolves helped her relocate, raised money for her medical expenses, and made sure Lily felt safe again. Sarah spent afternoons teaching Lily to ride a bicycle. Miguel helped Emily find a job. Jack checked in weekly, never overstepping, always respectful. Always respectful. One evening, months later, Lily stood in the same diner parking lot, laughing as she hugged Jack around the waist. "You're my hero," she said. Jack smiled, kneeling to meet her eyes. "And oh, sweetheart, you were brave enough to run for help." Emily watched them, tears of gratitude in her eyes. She had learned that family isn't always who you're born to. It's who shows up when you need them most. The Iron Wolves eventually rode on, engines fading into the horizon. But the lesson they left behind stayed strong and clear. Kindness can wear leather, courage can ride on two wheels, and sometimes the most unlikely heroes are the ones who answer a child's cry. And every time Lily heard a motorcycle in the distance, she didn't feel fear anymore. She felt hope.